What's going on, everybody? This is Master Salim of Progressive Taekwondo Academy, and welcome to Tap In Tuesday. It's Tuesday, March 28th, Aries season. The year is flying by, and last week I was talking to you guys about our upcoming belt test that we had, and the belt test went well. The students did a pretty good job, right? The belt test not only allows me to look at and grade and critique the students, but it also allows me a chance to grade and critique myself, right? Because I'm the teacher, and so anything that I wasn't pleased with or anything that I want them to improve on really falls on me. And so the belt test is also an opportunity for me to do some self-reflecting, see if there's things that I can do differently, things I need to focus on a little bit more to really help the students progress and become better, become more confident, and become better overall at the martial art Taekwondo. And this week, I really had 3 takeaways from the belt test. The first takeaway is that the students are getting tougher. I'll give you an example. Last Friday, I had a makeup test session, and the test had just started, and it was the last test, and so I started off pretty rough. We were doing jumping jacks, we were doing mountain climbers, and one of the students was having a hard time with the mountain climbers. I think we had probably did about 50 so far, and he just stood up in the middle of the test and walked off the mat and went and spoke to his mom. And this student is a student that had stopped coming to Taekwondo last year after a tough class, right? But he took a break and he decided to come back. And during the test, I had a flashback of saying, "Oh man, am I being too hard on him?" And sometimes I can be hard on them because I'm always trying to push students to be better, but never giving them more than they can handle. And I didn't say anything to him. I just looked at him. After he spoke with his mom, he came back on the mat. He finished the mountain climbers, and he finished the test, and he did a great job. And for me, that was a good moment because last year that moment would have broke him. He might have quit again. But this year he came back a little bit stronger, a little bit more focused. And even though things were hard, he didn't let that situation, he didn't let that moment of struggle define who he was, and he overcame it, and he's a better person for it. The second takeaway from the belt test is a couple of weeks ago, a dad came to me and was like, Master Salim, I struggle getting my son to come to class. And for me, I can relate because I struggle getting my kids to take class. And, kids like to, especially teenagers, sit around the house, play video games, watch TV, right? If any parents can relate to their kids liking to sit around and not doing anything productive, just hit that like button. But I told them, bring them anyway, right? You're the dad. Make him come, because as parents, right, when we start letting our kids decide what they want to do, what they don't want to do, sometimes we lose that opportunity to provide them with guidance and really instill some values that they'll need as adults, and especially as they're not even as adults, but later on in life, as high schoolers, as adolescents, when we send them off to college, we want to know that they have the ability to have good discipline. And discipline sometimes means doing things that you don't want to do because they will benefit you, or doing things that you don't want to do because you have to do them. And this gentleman, he took the belt test, and yesterday when I gave him his belt, he was so happy with himself. He even said, "Oh, this is my first time I ever accomplished anything." Now, he might have just been talking because, sometimes kids can be silly. But him saying it meant that he had to have that thought, and it might have been true just a little bit. And so he was proud of himself. And this is the kid that, his parents have to drag him to class. And the third takeaway was a mom noticing the growth of another student and how well they were doing and how much more confident they seemed. And it made me proud because that mom was recognizing the growth in another student. And not only did she share it with me, but she also talked to her daughter about it and used that moment to help motivate her daughter and really say, look at this student here. Did you see how hard she's working, right? And the next day in class on Monday, her daughter was working extremely hard. And so I always love when other students can raise the bar and motivate the other students to start working hard. And so, last week was a good week. It was testing week. Looking forward to getting back and preparing everyone else for their next belt test in another 10 weeks. So we have, I think, July 10th is the date for the next belt test. But this is Master Salim with Progressive Taekwondo Academy. Peace out and tap in.